In the journey of life, one of the most profound experiences is the evolving nature of romantic relationships. As time passes, relationships naturally transition from the initial excitement of new love to a deeper, more enduring bond. For older men, particularly those in relationships with younger women, this evolution brings its own set of unique challenges and rewards. The dynamics between partners, shaped by years of shared memories, personal growth, and different life stages, are complex and layered. While the early stages of love are often filled with thrilling intensity and physical attraction, it's the deeper emotional connection that sustains the relationship over time. Navigating this shift requires patience, conscious effort, and an openness to change, both within ourselves and in our partners, ensuring a lasting and meaningful bond. The complex dynamics of romantic relationships as you grow older. In the journey of life, one of the most profound experiences is the evolving nature of romantic relationships. As time passes, relationships mature, shifting from the excitement of new love to a deeper, more enduring connection. For older men, particularly those navigating relationships with younger women, this process of growth and adaptation comes with its own set of challenges and rewards. The dynamics between partners, shaped by years of shared memories, individual changes, and life stages, are far more complex than they appear at first glance. When we think of romantic love, we often envision the thrilling early stages, the butterflies, the spark of physical attraction, and the thrilling mystery of discovering a new person. These feelings are often intense and electrifying, driven by youthful energy, beauty, and the excitement of an uncharted path. Yet, as time passes and we grow older, these initial sparks can fade, and what remains is the heart of the relationship, the deeper emotional connection built on shared experiences, mutual respect, and a profound understanding that transcends superficial attraction. However, maintaining that intimacy as time progresses requires conscious effort, open communication, and the willingness to adapt to change, both within ourselves and in our partners. As men enter their later years, the challenge becomes not only maintaining, but also nurturing a romantic connection that has lasted through time. One of the greatest lessons in this phase is the importance of appreciating small gestures of affection and deepening emotional connection. These seemingly simple moments, the unexpected compliment, the thoughtful touch, or the quiet companionship, serve as the threads that keep the bond alive. They act as daily reminders that the relationship is still vibrant and meaningful, despite the passage of time. These acts of love may not carry the same intensity as the early days of passion, but they offer something far more enduring. A quiet, stable intimacy that provides both partners with the comfort of knowing they are cherished, seen, and valued for who they are. The power of small gestures in long-term relationships. While physical attraction may have been the initial spark, it is the ongoing exchange of affection, kindness, and shared understanding that fuels a relationship in the long term. As we age, our bodies change, and so do our needs, desires, and capacities for physical expression. For many older men, the challenge lies not only in accepting these changes but also in finding ways to keep the emotional and physical connection with their partner strong. Often, men overlook the profound power of small, thoughtful gestures. It could be something as simple as a quiet embrace, a compliment offered just because, or even remembering to bring home her favorite flowers on a Tuesday. These little actions may seem insignificant in isolation, but when accumulated over time, they represent the deep affection that continues to nurture the relationship. It's important to recognize that these small acts of kindness are more than just routine or habit. They symbolize ongoing commitment and a continuous desire to nurture the bond between partners. Every time a man offers a compliment or takes a moment to express appreciation, it reaffirms the love and connection that has been cultivated over years. These gestures keep the relationship dynamic, warding off the creeping monotony that can set in after many years together. Without these little sparks of affection, relationships can become routine, and the passion that once defined the connection may begin to fade. But when both partners continue to invest in these small acts, the relationship remains alive, fresh, and meaningful. The age gap and its impact on relationships. Challenges and rewards. In some cases, older men find themselves in relationships with younger women, hoping to rediscover the sense of vitality and excitement they associate with youth. This dynamic can be both invigorating and complicated. The allure of a younger partner often stems from the desire to recapture that sense of adventure, curiosity, and energy that youth brings. However, this age difference introduces complexities that must be navigated with care and awareness. On the surface, a relationship between an older man and a younger woman may appear to be full of promise, filled with the potential for mutual growth and the exchange of fresh perspectives. Yet, the differences in life stages and priorities can create emotional dissonance. A younger partner may be at a point in her life where she is still exploring her path, striving for independence, and building her own future. Meanwhile, an older man may be seeking a sense of tranquility and stability, desiring a partner to share his later years with, but without the burden of constantly seeking new experiences or challenges. This difference in focus, youthful ambition versus mature contentment, can lead to mismatched expectations. For the relationship to thrive, both partners must recognize and respect the differing life stages they are in. Authenticity becomes the key to bridging this gap. An older man must be aware of his own emotional needs and communicate them clearly with his younger partner. This means being honest about what he seeks from the relationship, what he can offer, and what he hopes to build together. Without this transparency, there's a risk of creating unrealistic expectations, which can lead to disappointment, frustration, and ultimately, emotional distance. The foundation of any successful relationship is trust, and trust is built on honesty. The courage to be authentic, to voice one's desires, concerns, and boundaries allows both partners to enter the relationship on equal footing, knowing exactly where they stand. Authenticity, the heart of lasting connection. At the core of any meaningful relationship, regardless of age, lies authenticity. Authenticity is not just about being truthful or transparent with one's partner. It's about embracing one's true self and being willing to share it vulnerably. This involves recognizing and accepting personal limitations, desires, and fears, and communicating them clearly. In relationships where there is a significant age difference, authenticity becomes even more crucial because it serves as the bridge between differing life experiences and expectations. For older men, authenticity involves embracing the wisdom that comes with age, rather than trying to appear younger or more energetic than they feel. There is often a societal pressure on men to remain youthful, vibrant, and physically capable, even as they age. However, this constant striving to meet an idealized version of youth can create emotional exhaustion and insecurity. It can make men feel as though they are losing their sense of identity, or that they must maintain a facade to keep their partner interested. However, the strength of a relationship doesn't lie in maintaining a youthful appearance or physical prowess. Instead, it lies in the ability to be emotionally available, present, and vulnerable with one's partner. By embracing their true selves, older men can create an environment of emotional safety where both partners feel comfortable being open and honest with each other. This allows for a deeper connection, one that is based on mutual respect, acceptance, and a shared commitment to personal growth. Relationships thrive when both partners are willing to be vulnerable and genuine with each other. It is in this vulnerability that true intimacy is born, the kind of intimacy that transcends physical attraction and is grounded in emotional connection, trust, and shared understanding. The power of vulnerability and self-acceptance. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, especially in men, who are often socialized to be stoic and emotionally guarded. However, the ability to be vulnerable with a partner is one of the most powerful tools for building intimacy and trust. For older men, vulnerability means embracing their imperfections, acknowledging the changes in their body and mind, and being open about their emotional needs. This level of self-acceptance is not only liberating for the individual, but it also deepens the bond with their partner. When a man is able to be vulnerable and embrace his own humanity, he invites his partner to do the same. This creates a safe, emotionally nourishing space where both individuals can share their thoughts, feelings, and desires without fear of judgment or rejection. Through this vulnerability, both partners are able to cultivate a love that is built on mutual respect and deep understanding. This love is not based on superficial attraction or fleeting physicality, but is rooted in the quiet strength that comes from knowing and accepting each other fully. Over time, this kind of love becomes more enduring and fulfilling because it is not dependent on external appearances or fleeting emotions. It is a love that is grounded in authenticity, vulnerability, and a deep sense of emotional connection. Clear communication, the bedrock of lasting love. One of the most critical aspects of any long-term relationship is clear, open communication. As couples age, they may become so accustomed to each other's routines and habits that they assume they understand each other without needing to speak. This silent understanding can be comforting at first, but over time, it can lead to emotional distance. When partners stop communicating openly, even minor issues can fester, growing into larger problems. Misunderstandings can accumulate, and unresolved tensions can erode the foundation of trust that the relationship is built on. In long-term relationships, especially those with significant age differences, communication becomes even more important. Each partner may be at a different stage in their life with different goals, needs, and emotional desires. Without intentional and open dialogue, it becomes easy for these differences to create emotional gaps. A fulfilling relationship requires constant, respectful communication about each partner's needs, expectations, and boundaries. For older men in relationships with younger women, this is particularly vital. Both partners must be open about their feelings, desires, and concerns, ensuring that neither partner feels neglected or misunderstood. Clear communication also means being vulnerable with each other, acknowledging each other's feelings, and discussing challenges openly. In this way, communication becomes a tool for strengthening the relationship, rather than a source of frustration or conflict. When both partners feel heard, valued, and respected, the relationship becomes more resilient and enduring. The ability to express emotions, share desires, and confront issues head-on allows couples to maintain a deep emotional connection that will stand the test of time. Building a relationship that lasts. Navigating a relationship as you grow older is a complex and rewarding journey. Whether you're in a partnership that has spanned decades or a new connection with a younger partner, the key to a lasting, meaningful relationship lies in mutual understanding, open communication, authenticity, and vulnerability. By embracing the changes that come with age, being honest about your needs and desires, and nurturing the emotional bond that is developed over time, you can create a love that grows stronger and deeper with each passing year. In doing so, you will find that the most fulfilling and enduring relationships are those built on the quiet strength of genuine connection, mutual respect, and the courage to be vulnerable and present with one another. The natural process of aging. Embracing change. As time passes, both our bodies and minds evolve, and with these changes comes a shift in the dynamics of relationships. For older men, this is a reality that cannot be ignored, especially in the context of romantic partnerships. The body, once full of boundless energy and strength, begins to show signs of wear. Joint pain, slower recovery times, graying hair, and changes in stamina are just a few of the physical signs that aging brings. While these shifts are often met with reluctance or frustration, they are an inevitable part of the human experience. The emotional and psychological aspects of aging are just as significant. Older men may find themselves confronting a different set of priorities, desires, and sometimes a sense of introspection about their life's journey. But the changes brought on by aging are not simply limitations. They are opportunities to redefine what intimacy and connection mean. Aging offers the chance to cultivate a relationship grounded in emotional depth, understanding, and companionship, rather than physical vitality or youthful energy. In relationships where the partners have been together for many years, these physical changes are not seen as barriers, but as bridges to a deeper emotional connection. The acknowledgement of these changes is not only about accepting the realities of one's body, but also about adapting to the emotional and mental transformations that naturally occur as life progresses. People often enter new life stages with new wisdom, new ways of thinking, and new emotional needs. With patience and acceptance, older men can embrace these stages with their partners, allowing their relationship to mature and develop in ways that were not possible in the earlier, more physically driven phases of their lives. Patience, a vital virtue in navigating life's transitions. Patience is one of the most powerful and sometimes difficult virtues to cultivate, particularly for older men in romantic relationships. As the years pass and partners age, the pace of life naturally slows down. This is not only true for physical energy but also for the type of activities that one enjoys. The fast-paced excitement of youth, filled with new experiences and adventures, is replaced with a different kind of rhythm. A slower, more contemplative pace, often focused on creating quieter moments of joy and reflection. For older couples, this shift often brings a sense of serenity and contentment, but it can also bring challenges. Physical limitations can create frustration, particularly for older men who are no longer able to keep up with the physical activities they once enjoyed. Whether it's hiking, playing sports, or simply walking for long periods, these activities can become more difficult or less enjoyable. What was once effortless now requires careful consideration and may even feel like a loss of part of one's identity. Here, patience plays a pivotal role. Patience in this sense is not just about waiting for things to improve. It's about accepting that change is inevitable, that the body and mind will go through natural transitions, and that it's okay to slow down. It's about understanding that there is beauty in these quieter, slower moments. Whether it's enjoying a cozy evening with a partner or having meaningful conversations that last hours, rather than rushing through activities to tick things off a list. Patience is also the virtue that allows older men to navigate the changing dynamics of their romantic relationships with grace. As they adjust to the new pace of life, they also learn to accept the evolving emotional and physical needs of their partner. In relationships with younger women, this patience is even more critical. The generational gap brings with it different perspectives on life and a differing pace. Younger women are often in a phase of exploration and growth, seeking novelty and adventure, while older men may find themselves yearning for stability and a sense of calm. In this context, patience is key to understanding and respecting each other's needs, as well as finding harmony between the different expectations that naturally arise due to the age difference. Patience allows partners to acknowledge that their needs, desires, and timelines might not always align perfectly, and that's okay. This deeper level of understanding fosters an atmosphere of safety and mutual respect, where both individuals feel empowered to be themselves without feeling pressured to meet unrealistic expectations. Acceptance. Embracing the journey of growing together. While patience is about the ability to wait and navigate transitions thoughtfully, acceptance is about fully embracing the present and the inevitable changes that come with aging, both in the self and in the relationship. Acceptance is the recognition that, as people grow older, they evolve, not just physically but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Aging, in this sense, becomes a transformative journey, one that offers valuable lessons about the impermanence of life and the importance of living in the present. For older men, particularly those who have spent many years alongside a partner, acceptance means allowing the relationship to evolve naturally, rather than trying to preserve an idealized version of it. It means understanding that the fiery intensity of early romance may have given way to a gentler, more stable love, but that this love is still valuable, meaningful, and worthy of celebration. Acceptance involves seeing these changes as a natural progression, rather than something to be mourned or resisted. The acceptance of one's partner's evolving needs and desires is equally important. For older men, this often means accepting that their partner may be at a different life stage, perhaps exploring career ambitions, navigating personal growth, or enjoying a different energy than they might have had in the past. A younger partner may be in the phase of life where she is still searching for herself, her purpose, or her place in the world, and this could lead to differences in focus and priorities. In this context, acceptance is vital for creating space where both individuals can flourish and grow, even as they embark on different paths. Acceptance in romantic relationships also means embracing the reality that physical appearance changes with age. The once vibrant, youthful skin may have wrinkles, and the strong muscles may have softened, but these external transformations are far less important than the internal connection that has been built over the years. The love between older partners becomes less about maintaining physical attraction and more about finding meaning in the shared experience of growing old together. Navigating the generational gap, patience and acceptance. Across life stages, for older men who are in relationships with younger women, the importance of patience and acceptance becomes even more pronounced. The age gap inherently brings together two people who may be in vastly different life stages, with different emotional and psychological needs. Younger women often seek novelty, exploration, and personal growth, driven by an enthusiasm for the future and all the possibilities it holds. They are frequently in a state of flux, navigating career decisions, self-discovery, and new experiences. On the other hand, older men may find themselves at a stage where they value stability, emotional depth, and the comfort of companionship. They may have already traversed many of the life milestones that their younger partner is just beginning to encounter, such as career establishment, family building, and personal development. As a result, their focus may shift towards finding peace and contentment in the present, valuing shared moments of quiet connection over the thrill of new experiences. This generational gap creates unique challenges but also opportunities for growth. Patience, in this context, is crucial because it allows both partners to navigate the differences in their emotional landscapes with respect and understanding. For older men, the desire to accelerate the relationship to match their own experience can be tempting, but true growth happens when both partners are allowed to move at their own pace, embracing the different life stages they occupy. Acceptance, in this regard, is about honoring each other's timing and aspirations. It means understanding that while both partners may be on different paths, they can still walk side by side with mutual support and encouragement. For the older man, this means giving his younger partner space to explore her own path, while also offering the wisdom and support that he has gained through his own life experiences. In turn, the younger woman can learn to appreciate the deeper, more reflective qualities that come with maturity and age, finding strength in the stability and wisdom her older partner offers. Nurturing intimacy. Deepening emotional connection as time passes. As relationships mature, the definition of intimacy evolves. For many older couples, intimacy no longer centers on physical attraction or youthful passion. Instead, it becomes about emotional connection, shared memories, and a deep sense of companionship. In long-term relationships, the simple acts of holding hands, sharing a quiet meal, or engaging in meaningful conversation become more significant than they ever were in the past. For older men, understanding the value of nurturing this kind of intimacy is crucial. As physical energy naturally declines with age, the pressure to maintain a certain level of physicality or performance diminishes. Instead, the focus should shift toward emotional intimacy, building a deep, unwavering bond that is less about what the couple does and more about how they make each other feel. The emotional connection becomes the bedrock of the relationship, providing a foundation of trust, empathy, and understanding that can withstand the challenges that come with aging. This kind of intimacy is particularly important for older men in relationships with younger women, where there may be a greater emphasis on physical connection. While physical intimacy may still play a role, it is the emotional closeness and shared experiences that truly sustain the relationship over time. The older partner's emotional presence becomes a key source of security and stability for the younger partner, ensuring that their bond is grounded in something much deeper than physical appearance or youthful vigor. Conclusion: the enduring power of patience, acceptance, and intimacy. In relationships, especially those that span decades or bridge generational gaps, the virtues of patience and acceptance are not merely helpful. They are essential. For older men, embracing these values means embracing the natural process of aging, not as a loss, but as an opportunity to deepen emotional connections and enrich the quality of the relationship. Whether in a long-term partnership or a relationship with a younger partner, the power of patience, acceptance, and emotional intimacy is what enables love to thrive, evolve, and endure, no matter what changes time brings. The journey of growing together, whether in love, in life, or in understanding, is one of beauty, resilience, and profound connection, grounded in the quiet strength of patience, acceptance, and the depth of shared experiences.